Cam
was
City.
yeah, thank you. And his jersey was retired as of then, and people were like, "Yo, it's just 16 or 17 years old. Why are they retiring his jersey?" I moved to Dortmund. We saw what they did with Dortmund, and now we have a trio at Real Madrid: Camavinga, Tchouameni, Jude Bellingham. And don't forget, you can put in the mix someone they call Federico Valverde. But we're focusing on Jude Bellingham right now. 88.5 million pounds. That's the correct amount. 103 million euros. That is the first payment they are making to Borussia Dortmund officially, according to the Guardian. So then let's start throwing numbers around and put the poor kid under pressure right now. 88.5 million pounds. That is a bargain in this particular market. But how would you rate, or what are the expectations of Jude going to Real Madrid? You know, Real Madrid is a different ball game. You might be the best player in the whole world, and you move to Real Madrid and you just become one of those guys. I don't know what the cultural value behind that club is, but you just become one of those guys. I'm like, yo, the boys guy for FK amount, and this is the way he's playing. Acted in Hazard amongst other people, not just Hazard. I know, and I've been picking on Hazard for so long, both on
Mhm.
our social media
Right,
page and
right,
everywhere.
rightfully so, Adeboye.
Thank you very much for having
When
my back on that one.
you bring that, when you show us that potential, it is only right that we criticize you at that level and not cut you some slack.
Yeah, yeah. So Kachi, what are we expecting from Jude, and how excited should the Real Madrid faithful be? Don't forget, Toni Kroos is not leaving anytime soon.
Mhm.
Is refusing to leave. As a matter of fact, Luka Modric had refused an hefty sum of money to move to Saudi Arabia. He
Mhm.
wants to stay at Real Madrid. Real Madrid looked thin last season, especially in the front, which is still a problem for them. But focusing on the middle right now, Jude Bellingham being added to the mix, Camavinga,
Mhm.
we know, according to reports, we heard Asadotti is moving to Brazil as the national team coach, which I hope he does to win the World Cup and not taint his image and get sacked again by Real Madrid, because eventually everybody gets sacked by Real Madrid. It's not Arsenal, it's not Manchester United. So staying there, Jude, Camavinga, Tchouameni, Federico Valverde, Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, Dani Ceballos. The list just goes on and on and on. How excited should the Real Madrid faithful be right now about this kid? I love him. He's a very good kid. I know Lawale rates Jama Mosala a little bit ahead of Jude. I'm of the opposite view. Anyways, but how excited should they be right now?
I think they should be cautiously optimistic, and the reason I say so is they are falling under the trap. And before I continue, I want to say congratulations to Spain for being the third ever winner of the UEFA Nations Cup,
Oh
defeating
wow!
Croatia 5-4 on penalties,
Oh wow! That's
0-0 in regulation time. So back to your question, I definitely rate Bellingham slightly higher than Jamal Musiala. Bellingham obviously had a better World Cup as well, if not for the unfortunate elimination at the quarterfinal stage. I thought if they had made it to the semis, he probably would be in the 11 team of the tournament, first 11. But I said they should be cautiously optimistic simply because that is not where Real Madrid really needs to fortify right now. He is a Galactico signing, not a signing based on needs basis. Because I thought the midfield triumvirate for the future was secure between Federico Valverde, Camavinga, and Tchouameni. Adding a fourth midfielder who, albeit can play in either side of it, of either side of the midfield, is a good thing. But let's not forget that a single injury to Bernard Mendy, or is it Bernard Mendy? I can't remember. To Mendy, let me not get that first name, ultimately exposed Real Madrid this season and got Camavinga to deputize in that role that I believe he only played once at the World Cup against Tunisia. I thought getting a second left back would have been an immediate need for Real Madrid. But in terms of what he would do, what this tells me is Real Madrid's future in that middle is
Secured.
secure. So whether, yes, there will be people competing for spaces. For me, the person who falls down the pecking order now is Camavinga, because they will tell him, well, to make the team, you have to play the left back role right now. What it also tells me is the likes of Cruz and
Luka.
Bridge can go through one more year with Madrid, playing 35 to 40, maybe playing 60 games, but starting 35 to 40 games, giving them enough time to be impactful at the business end of the season, similar to how Marcelo was treated.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they should be optimistic, but they should temper it with caution, because it is a Galactico signing and not a signing based on an immediate need for reinforcement. Right now, I believe that right side of their defense is their problem area and not the middle.
I don't know. I think they don't even have a striker to start with. Anyway, Solale.
That one, don't worry about that one. Mbappe is coming. All that has to happen is, because this guy would ultimately leave for Brazil. I totally think he's leaving for Brazil. I agree with you that he's going to Brazil. Florentino has to tell whoever his replacement is that the expectation, I know you are Madrid, but in the eyes of the world, it might look like we want you to win all the 6 trophies you compete for. But personally, to me, my expectation is wait this year and I will get you Mbappe next year. Then we can start to talk about a new team in Real Madrid.
But Mbappe, but that's another problem. Mbappe doesn't like to play through the middle. Mbappe prefers to play from the left, and he has expressed that over and over again. And that is Vinicius Junior's wing.
They will play a false 9 mode. They have to make that front three very fluid. In similar to the what was it called then?
Barcelona.
What was it called?
But which one?
The BBC.
The BBC, yeah, Ronaldo, yeah, BBC, Ronaldo, Benzema and Bell.
That's what they have to do. They have to make it work that way.
All right, perfect. Olale, what about you? How excited should they be right now having Jude Bellingham? And have you changed your mind about Jamal Musiala versus Jude Bellingham question?
Probably no. But the team, what I did last week was probably more informed by what do you call it? Bayern eventually winning the league.
Oh, okay.
Not in terms of what I've seen from the two of them. I don't think there is much significant difference between. I don't think at this stage in time, at this point in time of their career, you can clearly say one is quite better than the other. I think they are still most likely at their developmental stage. So, but again, looking at Jude Bellingham to Real Madrid, we've seen a lot of this kind of deals before, and we've seen a couple that has worked very well, and we've seen some others too that have probably not really worked well. Again, I think timing, it's a lot of things. Who is going to be the new coach next season is going to be a lot of, will determine a lot of things in terms of how this is going to work. And looking at Toni Kroos and Modric, who probably are nearing, and Luka Modric, who are probably nearing the end of their career at Real Madrid at this stage, gives probably Jude Bellingham a lot of chance to succeed. I think if he goes with the right mindset, if he's there to, if he's not seeing himself as a superstar, if he's seeing himself as that player who is going to Madrid to prove a point and to fight for a shirt, I think he's going to succeed. I just think the timing might be right for him. Well, with what Kashi raised about Camavinga, what do you call it? Valverde. Yes, Valverde is a big option for them in the middle. But most often, in the past 2 seasons, we've seen Valverde being more of a utility player. A lot of times, They play him on the right most time to give them a little bit of defensive solidity. Yes, I know it's actually a central midfielder, and we see Kamavinga too. On the other hand, playing significant minutes on the left back position, even though yes, that is not his. That's not his preferred position, but we've seen him playing. But the most major worry for me is even among these 4 players, again, I don't see anyone among those 4 who is a natural, let me say, ball winner or a defensive midfielder per se, who probably wants to sit back. But again, it doesn't really matter at times. At times, it's about the combination. It's about
how
the
well
combination.
how well they can combine.
I think so I think they can actually. I foresee him having a very good